day, I post something interesting. So a few things that I saw this week was, first of all, this is like, I love to share how many great things are happening in AI. There's often this kind of like, fear of what's happening. And there's plenty of things to be concerned about. But I always am excited about the optimistic stuff. So this was cool. We're just at the beginning, I've said, of seeing how AI will shape society. From the rundown, researchers predict that AI will soon independently design novel drugs with models hallucinating viable proteins and structures with designs that humans have yet to think of. It's funny to see that now that hallucination aspect, which is getting better in terms of writing and fact checking, there's also value to it. And that is kind of thinking outside the box, which I just think is so awesome. So I wanted to highlight that as an optimistic piece of news. So other news from this was cool. A sign of things to come. Ukraine unveils AI generated foreign ministry spokesman. The AI figure gives official statements to avoid fakes. These will be accompanied by a QR code linking them to a text version on the ministry's website. And actually, I think there's even an element, if not, there should be a blockchain related to content as a way to validate it, which I think is really fascinating in an age where you're not sure what's real and what's not. I bet you the integration of blockchain as a way to validate the content is going to be a really interesting cross-section of these technologies. All right, so a little funny one. The Catholic advocacy group released an AI priest, Father Justin, but quickly defrocked the chatbot after it repeatedly claimed it was a real member of the clergy, which I thought was great. And also something to be a little concerned of. I say I can't always just talk about the roses and daffodils of AI. So here's your dose of AI gone bad. This Baltimore coach allegedly used AI voice cloning, which is just amazing. Platforms like 11 Labs produces such amazing, voiceovers or audio from text that actually I'm right now helping a client write a book, and we're going to clone his voice and it's going to read the audio book, which is so exciting. So yeah, that's really, really cool. So maybe we could even just do a little experiment with that. And then this was fascinating. This was another one that's a little bit dark. So AI can tell your political affiliation just by looking at your face, researchers find. The researchers highlighted noticeable differences in facial morphology between the most liberal and most conservative individuals. Liberals reportedly have smaller lower faces with downward shifted lips and noses and smaller chins compared to conservatives. These physical traits, the study suggests, may influence and reinforce social and psychological behaviors over time due to the self-fulfilling prophecy effect, which I'd never heard about, where societal expectations based on physical appearance could lead individuals to adopt behaviors consistent with perceived traits, which is pretty crazy. And let me see if I can end with a positive one here. Okay, well, this is just kind of cool. Crazy, but not entirely expected. Leading Hollywood talent agency CAA has reportedly been testing an initiative called CAA Vault, allowing A-list clients to create AI clones of themselves to open new creative opportunities. How fascinating is that? So, people will even be able to license their likenesses at various ages, possibly even starring in movies as younger versions of themselves later in their lives, or even posthumously, which is pretty fascinating. Okay, so that's my few pieces of news. And so now what I was going to do is show you a couple of things. First of all, I did mention 11 Labs. Also, I found out about this very cool product called synesthesia, which allows you to create avatars from photos with text and voice synced lips right from. So it's going to be interesting to see. Moondrip, I think, is just a fun tool. What I'll do is I'll create a Google document that I'll begin to flesh out with some of these tools that I use in case you don't see them. Or get like, I have Rapid Logo, which is cool. We could maybe design a logo in seconds. And then a couple of the other things that I have was this AI music generator, which I thought was going to be possibly fun to try. So maybe what we can do is start with this AI music generator because it just sounds kind of fun. All right, I'm going to just do it. So
let's do it.
Start for free. Let's see what happens. I'm going to just sign in with Google. Okay, so let's take a look. So we can build a song. So select genre and other options to make your music unique. So I guess here's what we choose. Well, we can choose a genre. So why don't we choose, what do you guys think? Should we do some hip hop? Why not? Let's do, or some reggaeton. That could be fun. Let's do reggaeton. And now duration, we're just going to say 30 seconds is fine. instruments. All right, I'm just gonna go with the basics. Genre blend. Oh, this is like a guess I could put in another one if I wanted to. Reggaeton and hip hop. How about that? Energy, we're gonna say high level of energy. Structure, I just guess go like, yeah, that's probably cool. Tempo, that's fine. Go with it. Key, okay, let's just go with the basics. All right, so now I say generate, and I wonder if this is gonna let me actually create. So this is actually gonna do, this is interesting. This is just gonna create some songs. I wasn't able to put a prompt in there at all. So I'm gonna show you like another one that I think is really fun and we'll compare. So I'm gonna go into my account. I've already got a Suno account, I believe. Let's see. All right, and because this one I really like, and I hadn't tried the other one first. So let's do this one and we're gonna compare. Okay, just do it. All right, so here's how this one works. So if you want to say create, I'm gonna create with the new V3. Wait, what is it doing here? I want to prompt it. Custom mode. Oh, whoops, this is what I meant to do. Get started. All right, so accept the terms. Write your, not lyrics. I want to actually do basically write a song about my distant buddies, Kiana in Austin, Benny in Mexico, and Jen in Hawaii. Yeah, we're quite the international scene here, or at least all over the place. Jen and how much I miss them, but happy that we're united in our sheer joy of AI. All right, so I'm going to say generate lyrics here, and let's see what happens. And I'm also going to choose, all right, so we got our lyrics. We're going to say style. I want to say in a country style. Title is going to be, AI connects the world. And then we're going to create this song. So let's see how it sounds. And it always creates two versions, which is kind of fun. And so that while that's loading, let's go back to the first one and just see what it made. So it looks like these three tracks. We're going to do Reggae Fusion first. All right, let's see if this works. You hear it now? All right, so this one's more synthy, right? Let's see what Suno created about our AI connects the world.
I love it already. Anna in Austin, Danny in Mexico, Jen in Hawaii, how I miss you so. Different places, different time zones too. But one thing's for sure, our love for AI is true. Coding to dreaming, we share the same spark, unbreakable bond, even when we're apart. Screens and keyboards.
So you get the idea, right?
I love it. That sounds a lot like Casey Musgraves. I really like her.
It's crazy, right? Okay, let's see what the second one. It always makes two. So let's see. And usually they make real different styles. Maybe this one will be a guy.
Yeah, in Austin, Benny in Mexico, Jen in Hawaii, how I miss you so. Different places, lives united in a joy for AI. Our lives collide. Every message, every call brings a smile in our passion.
All right, so that is a couple of fun things. Can you still hear my voice, even though I'm sharing computer sound? Okay, great. So, all right, Loudly was great for basic like tracks if you want to like have behind videos or something like that, it seems. Suno is great to just do short songs for friends because it's super fun. Seems like it's free for a few songs a day or something like that. Okay, so why don't we hop into a little bit of a 11 Labs thing? So actually what I'm going to do here is just take this. I'm just going to take this whole thing and let's see if we typed it in here. I'm going to remove this is going to be funny because this is a song or actually what I'll do is I'll go like this. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take it over to Chat GPT, and I'm going to actually make a short story from these song lyrics. And hopefully it's kind of short. We'll just take the, all right, great. So in the bustling city of Austin, Kiana sipped her coffee while adjusting her glasses. And so this is going to do a whole story. This might be a little bit ridiculous. So I'm just going to say stop and then just take this amount, take it over to 11 Labs, and then I can choose a speaker. So let's find out. Rachel,
Change in all things is sweet.
don't love her. Dorothy,
Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes.
Clyde.
Rather regret the things that I've done than the things that I have not done.
Pretty good. But you'll notice that I'm actually up here because I cloned my voice. And I don't remember how much effort I put into this clone. So let's just see if it sounds at all like me.
Life is a progress and not a station.
Yeah, I think I was talking too fast. So I could say create a voice and add a clone general. So voice design, instant cloning. Okay, it looks like this is design one. This is actually sample recording. I would need to upgrade for this. All right, so I'm just going to actually use, I didn't love my one because it just didn't sound too good. So let's go back here and choose. I like that guy. What was his name? Clyde. Let's do Clyde.
In the bustling city of Austin, Kiana sipped her coffee while adjusting her glasses, staring intently at her glowing computer screen. Far south, in the warm hues of Mexico, Banny was fiddling with his laptop, debugging lines of code under the shade of a sprawling palm tree. Across the Pacific, in the Lus.
So yeah, it obviously limited us because this is just the test. But what we can do is download that if we wanted to. So what we're going to do now is sign up for a synesthesia account and create a new AI video. So first of all, we're going to do let's see if I could actually, these are the new expressive avatars. This is going to allow me to take that text. So let me just take this whole text and maybe we'll see how much it can do. All right, let's just do that. And still third. Okay, we'll take off some of these things. 7 characters too many. And we'll call him Benny, not Banny. All right, there we go. So let's generate this free AI video and I will just input my info. And okay. Great. So now that is it's going to come via email in a minute. All right. So while that's happening, another couple of things I wanted to show you that are kind of cool is this I just found out about. It's called Moondip, and it gives you an email address. So this is my one, and I can subscribe now to newsletters with this email address, and then it will synthesize all of those newsletters into one newsletter per day. So if you're monitoring like 10 different newsletters for AI, for example, I end up seeing so much of the same content. But I want to read them because there's always interesting stuff in each of them. So I'm curious to see if Moondip will synthesize my entire, if it's maybe it will be too simple. Maybe it won't get all the stuff that I want. And that's why I have to keep reading the 10 emails to stay on top of things. But I did think it was worth a shot. If you have a lot of newsletters that you would love to see in one, Moondip is definitely one to check out. Dream logo. So why don't we just keep going with our theme of like, Mexico, computer nomad club, or like we're gonna call it digital nomad, digital AI and blockchain. Actually, we'll just call it AI Digital Nomad Club. How about that? All right. So the description is, we're a international band of digital gypsy nomads that travel the world knocking out, oh my gosh, knocking out crazy awesome projects for high value clients. How about that? All right, so there's the description of our logo. And now we get to choose kind of a vibe. Benny, which one should we choose here?
I like the little mascot logo.
All right, let's do it.
Logo.
Did you want to do another one or that one?
No, that one.
Okay, great.
Cute and whimsical.
Do you want your logo to include the brand name? Sure, why not? Additional instructions. Is there anything like that we want to include? Like include like a what's down there? Like what do you got down there? Should we include a puma? Include jaguar and tropical vibes. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, and so now it's going to, I'm gonna have to put my email here in too, but I think it should at least show us. So, okay, that's that. And while that's generating, we're gonna go back to our email and take a look at our synesthesia video. All right, but saying it's gonna take a few more minutes. Okay, no big deal. So we'll just keep checking our email. While this is creating this logo, I wanted to show you Prompt Writer. So this is something I think I touched on last week. I'm not sure if I showed this custom GPT, but so there's some real like ways to structure prompts such that you can like produce a lot better like prompts than your typical just I'd like to write a blog post. So I can say actually I'd like to write a really great blog post, but don't know how to write the prompt, the best prompt. So let's take a look at what it says. Creating a prompt that effectively harnesses AI, clear instructions, be specific about the topic, the tone, and the structure you desire for the blog post. If you want the model to maintain a certain type of persona or style stated explicitly, provide reference text, subtask breakdown, model thinking time, use of external tools, and then it, for some reason, also does, oh, so this is cool. This actually makes this cool little text that I can copy directly into ChatGPT. So maybe I'll go into a new version of ChatGPT here, and I will just paste in that prompt that it made. So it says, write a blog post about the impact of, how about the digital nomad wave on global economies. The post should be structured like this. Introduction, briefly introduce the current landscape of digital nomadism and the rising importance of the ability to work remotely. And we're going to say main content, discuss the benefits of being a digital nomad, including job flexibility. I'm just sort of altering this a little bit, but you see how nice it is that it's actually being able to structure this. You know, we're going to say, including job flexibility, budget efficiency, you know, travel opportunity, and ultimately location independence, which can be fun, but also strategic as climates change around the world. Something I always think about. So, okay, let's take a look at this. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and then make that like that. Use the provided data points. Okay, so I don't have data points, but use any data points you can gather. I'll just say that. Let's see what happens. Case studies, provide detail, you know, from examples from two nomads, digital nomad. Let me see how good it gets. And I'm just going to say, provide a detailed example from a digital nomad that has successfully, and I'll say a well-known digital nomad that has successfully achieved this lifestyle. And then conclusion, summarize the potential for long-term effects of digital nomadism and call for and steps for people to take if they want to learn more about the lifestyle. Okay, the tone should be, but fun, like let's say informative, but funny. suitable for an audience of young professionals interested in travel and digital and working remotely. The post should be around, let's just say 500 words with each section. And I'm just going to say 500 words. Let's just leave it at that. Please use a thoughtful chain of thought for the analysis in the main content, ensuring each point is well reasoned. Include citations from credible sources where applicable and avoid overly technical language to keep it accessible. So you see how much this we put into this prompt. It didn't take that much longer, but instead of just writing a blog post about digital nomadism and how it's great and can be beneficial, it really prompted us to make this more rich. So now we can see how that works. And in the meantime, well, that's writing itself. Let's go back to synesthesia and see what happened with the story about Kiana and Benny in foreign lands.
In the bustling city of Austin, Kiana sipped her coffee while adjusting her glasses, staring intently at her glowing computer screen. Far south, in Mexico, Benny was fiddling with his laptop.
Right, so not bad, right? So you can imagine as soon as you clone your voice and as soon as you put your image in synesthesia, which I bet you have to pay to do, but you have a pretty decent version of yourself. Now, if that's a full screen, it might not be as effective as if it's like this, that big in the bottom. Imagine if that was in the bottom of my screen here, if I was doing a video, instructional video or a marketing video, then it's only that big.
In the bustling city of Austin, Kiana sipped her coffee while
You
adjusting.
can see how at a different scale that like really you could remove the background, put it in the bottom of your window for an instructional video, and you've got something pretty darn convincing, which I think is really cool. All right, so that was synesthesia. Moondip, we're gonna try on our own. Rapid logo, here we go. Mexico, AI Digital Nomad Club. So, look, it's once again, it's getting the text wrong, which is why it's still great to have a graphic designer on your team or to do the content with or to do the logo with no text, bring it into Canva and then finish it up over there. Also, this is very illustrative. Oh, I'll also show you, Benny, just what I was working on in terms of the plot, or let me see, I think I have it here. So this was the spreadsheet that I was working on, and I still haven't figured out too much of the tone, but look at this. This is basically the prompt here is write me a tweet about the glory of a penguin soap on a rope. We did that as a fun thing last time. System prompt, make it fun and friendly. But what we can do is take this column, this row. We can say in this sentence, I'd be like, write me a haiku about Kiana in Austin, Benny in Mexico, and how I miss them. Okay, so there's that. The tone we're going to use is use the tone of a, like romance novelist. I don't know that, maybe the haiku is not as good as, maybe we'll make it a tweet, or maybe let's see what happens with an haiku. So the max tokens is how many kind of words effectively it can create. So I'm just going to put it at 200 just in case. Temperature is how accurately it follows your instructions, and 0.5 is the typical thing. And then here's where the magic happens. This is actually a prompt. I have in here extensions. I have Claude for Sheets enabled. And then I have this, basically it's a formula that tells Claude to do something. And all I need to do is copy that formula, paste it here. And then I've connected it to Claude with my API. And now if we give it a second, while it's doing that, I can also look. Okay, here's a haiku I wrote about missing Kiana and Benny. Kiana in Austin, Benny down in Mexico. My heart aches for them. I tried to capture the sense of longing and missed loved ones, but we could also say, change this to write a tweet about and how I miss them. Okay, so now we change that over there. It's going to load it up again. And I don't think that error. Okay, so I might have to do it again. Let's find out. Here's a tweet. Here's a tweet about it. Okay, and so I need to copy it and actually paste it here as just the values only. Okay, so my heart aches with the cruel distance between us, my darling Kiana, shining jewel of Austin, and dear Benny, my gallant caballero, roaming the sun-drenched lands of Mexico, until I can once again gaze upon your radiant faces and feel your tender embrace. I am but a shell, yearning, pining, my very soul crying out for your return. Hurry back to me, my loves. So this is what Kiana's doing, some really advanced stuff with this sort of style. But you can start to imagine maybe this is products that you've got, or maybe this is kind of like various topics you want to cover. Maybe you've got your tone of voice in here. Maybe you can generate lots of marketing copy, product descriptions, all sorts of things. Like if we can think about what we could do in this spreadsheet, there could be even a series of basically prompts that go down the rows, which I haven't even tried yet. But if you can imagine it, it could be like, all right, do this one, then do this one, then do this one. So if imagine you could even put a series of prompts in here. I'm just brainstorming right now because I haven't even tried that. All right, any AI missions for you guys this week, of things that you are looking to do or need help with, just let me know. And if there's anything I can do to help support, I will. And in the meantime, you guys have a rocking rest of your day. I'm glad we got some fun time to play together.